This is ridiculous. Darn it. What's happening? New York Times on strike. It's going to be in the paper all over the world because this is the biggest newspaper in the world. And Boogie Bob's the only photojournalist out here besides these big-ass NBCs. We've got over 1,000 people have walked out.
Shut it down! What do we want? Contract! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Contract! When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it,
shut it down!
Hey, gray lady, time to pay me. Hey, gray lady, time to pay me. Hey, gray lady, time to pay me. Hey, gray lady, time to pay me.
We've got the news cameras out here. This is a really big deal. Hi, Paul. We've got the biggest newspaper on the planet is now on strike. They walked out. Over 1,000 workers.
We make the profits. We make the profits. We make the profits. We make the profits. Time to pay me. Time to pay me. Contract. Now. Contract. Now. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Contract. Now. Contract. Now.
Yeah, I'll do the news at 3. I thought people would be interested in this, but I was wrong.
Contract. Now. Contract. Now. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
I think the man is trying to shut us down, Rev. It's a conspiracy theory. So we had 1,000 people walk out of the old Gray Lady. That is the New York Times, the biggest newspaper on the planet. They have walked out in solidarity. There's over 1,000 of them out here. They're doing the loop right in front. Boogie Bob bringing you an exclusive that only 9 people will see. Hi, Tammany. Guys, I'm still doing the news at 3 o'clock. Do not forget that we have a huge scoop across the world today. A very happy story to report. Try to keep it moving. There are literally news crews from all over the world here already. This just broke out. There are a whole lot of people out here. When I say it's packed, guys, this is not a little ragtag. This is the New York Times. And there are 1,000 people that just walked out the door, and they're out here. I stand with the workers. I solidarity for the workers. There are news crews from every channel in New York here. They want fair wages. Harper's Collins has joined in the. They want a fair contract. You cannot have a paper when 1,000 people walk out. Contract now. I'm just going to jump in the fray. I'm with them. Contract now. Contract now. We want contracts now. Guys, look at how big this thing is. I'm in the mix. Dan Rather wouldn't jump in the mix. I'm in the mix. It's going all the way down the street. Guys, there are thousands of people out here. These are all workers who have walked off the job. They've literally walked off the clock. This is a Boogie Bob exclusive. Look at this thing, guys. This is a very, very large company with tens of thousands of workers. 1,000 of them just walked out the door. They got the drums out here. He's drumming. They're drumming. Hey, great ladies, time to pay me. Hey, great ladies, time to pay me. Dan Rather would not jump out in the fray. I'm in the fray. I feel like I'm in Lebanon. I'm in the mix. Hey, great lady, it's time to pay me. They're making it all the way down the block, folks. There are thousands of people over there. And old Boogie Bob's gonna jump in there.
What do we want?
We want fair wages. Contracts. We want contracts. I don't even work there, but I want contracts. So we're just gonna support the New York Times. I'm supporting them. This is a very, very big business. It's $1 billion company. When you have 1,000 workers walk out and you need someone on the ground to bring you the rough and the raw nitty gritty, you got Boogie Bob. I stand in solidarity. By the way, this is where the trucks pull up. They got about 10 of these loading docks where the trucks pull up to load up the papers in the morning to deliver them all over the place. They want union power. Union power! I stand for the everyday Joe Schmo. Pay our workers now. I will be doing the 3 o'clock news, so I'm just marching with my guys until I get down this long ass block. And then I will be bringing you the story of Brittany Griner. I have prayed for her just about every night since she's been detained and kidnapped by the Russian government. She is now on an airplane on her way home to her wife and to her family. I haven't been this happy in a long time, knowing that she's coming home. I was just so excited. I thought it was fake news at first, but Brittany Griner's coming home. I'm coming home. I've done my time, and I got to know what is and isn't mine. If you receive this letter saying I'll soon be free, I'm just marching. Tony Orlando happens to be from Hell's Kitchen. But Dawn is not from Hell's Kitchen. They out here marching, and I'm marching in solidarity. Hi, Joseph Taylor. Joseph Taylor says 2 years ago the contract ended. Oh, look at that. Clara, we're having the New York Times is picketing, and they've walked out. Over 1,000 workers have walked off the job. This is the New York Times. This big building above me. These are thousands of people out here. I'm surprised at how many are out here, but solidarity. And it's very peaceful. Nobody's punching cops. Here he comes. Oh, they over here. This is where the party's at. They partying right here. What's up, Playboy? And whenever you have a union thing, you always have a rat right there. There's the big rat. There's the big New York City rat. Typically they have that when you're not a union, you're crossing the line, they'll have that. Here is the New York Times Guild. She's obviously important, or a spokesperson, as they have about 8 news crews talking to her. They're lined up behind me getting ready to talk to her next. There's the giant rat. You dirty rat. We're going to jump back in the fray. I don't have a little sign, so I use my gimbal as a sign. They're not picketing on the avenue. They're picketing on the side street. And it's deep out here. It's very, very deep out here. This is the New York Times, folks. We're going to do another loop, and then I'm going to walk you down to do my show. And I stopped by on the way here, and I bought a newspaper. A New York Post. $2. I got halfway here. I look at my hands. I got no newspaper. I don't know what the hell I did with it. I've got buyout parties. I've got huge parties, about 14 of them tonight, everywhere. So I got up this morning. I've made about 900 phone calls. I'm spent. Look at this guy. Oh, he's spitting. Ooh, he's spitting. I don't want to get too close to that guy. He's just spitting at people, making violent gestures. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't want no problem with that guy. Guys, there's the New York Times. Right there. Now he's yelling at her. Oh, you don't want to get spit on. Oh. Ooh. I don't want no problem with that guy. There's the New York Times right there, folks. And you couldn't really protest out here because they got the pedestrian barricade thing. So we're going to do another loop, and then I'm going to take you to the to where I do the news. What's poppin'? Oh, thank you, playa. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, he's just showing me my wire hanging out my pocket. All right. Guys, whenever there's anything where people need people to support them, if it's a worthwhile cause, I'm there. He made a sign, hello, I'm on strike. This one says time to strike. I bet some of them made them at their desk. They had 1,000 people walk out. It wasn't like, let's not show up today. It was like, okay, we'll get there at 9 o'clock. At 11:30 or 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whatever, we'll walk out. And 1,000 of them just got up and walked out. Hey, that's how you hurt a business, folks. Look at this beautiful Siberian. Lots of news crews. This is big news because it's the biggest paper on the planet. And your boy Boogie Bob's right in the mix. Check it out, ladies. Hey, girl. We're going to start counting people. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I'm going to say there's 2,376 people. Photojournalist. That's what I do. I journal photos. Guys, if you're going to make a sign from home, don't use an ink pen. You can't read it. Get a big marker like her. She knows what she's doing. Writing shit on a piece of paper is not a sign. This is the first time I've ever walked by a Popeyes and not went in. So that's newsworthy right there. I'm just joining my brothers and sisters out here. New York Times walkout. Walks out.
What do we want?
Contract.
What do we want it?
Now. Contract! Now! Contract! I'm just waiting for someone to come up and say, hey sir, what floor do you work on? 11. I work on advertisement in the it's a new thing. I'm just walking. I gotta be honest, it doesn't have the power as all the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor marches I did in the summer. I did about 45 of them. You guys can go on my channel and watch a bunch of those. The George Floyd, the biggest one, was over 20,000 people. That's the party. That's the ones I should be following. They hype over there. Here's a journalist. She got a little iPhone going. She's getting an exclusive right here. She just stole a Boogie Bob exclusive. Now. Contract. Now. Contract. Now. Contract. Guys, believe it or not, this is a really huge story. This is a huge Boogie Bob exclusive. This is a very, very large deal in New York City for the gray lady. the old cornerstone of New York literature, the news, the New York Times on strike. That's insane. And this many people, and I counted them, 2,148. 2,148 people out here. That's it. Contract. All right. I hope you guys had fun. It's a Boogie Bob exclusive. By the way, it's supposed to be, I believe, a 48-hour walkout. That will cost this organization millions. Millions. You guys remember when Ronald Reagan was president? They had a bunch of air traffic controllers walk out. You know what he did? He fired them, every one of them. He said, "You're all fired. You're fired." If you're enjoying the walk and talk, the New York Times Boogie Bob exclusive, make sure you ring the bell and buy a t-shirt and tell your grandma. That's what we do on this channel. We tell our grandma, "Grandma, Boogie Bob is on." Grandma, Boogie Bob bought a post. Boogie Bob bought a post. Got halfway here, looks in his hand, there's no post. Boogie Bob dropped that shit somewhere. I don't know what happened. How do you drop a newspaper? How do you drop a newspaper? I don't know. I don't know. I know now I gotta go buy a newspaper. That was a Boogie Bob exclusive. At least 200 phone calls I made this morning getting workers. Calling a worker I ain't talked to in 5 years. "Hey girl, how you doing?" "Oh, I haven't talked to you in so while. How's your mom?" "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." "Well, your dad, how's he doing?" "Oh. Oh. How's your little kid?" "Oh, he's in college now?" "Oh. Oh. No, I was just calling to see how you're doing. By the way, do you need work today at 4:30? Oh, I called every human being I know. I almost called Rev. "Rev, can you get on a flight?" Because I think he would have said yes. Very, very difficult. I don't think people understand. If you have a location that typically I have a crew of, let's say, 4 people there. Let's say I have that pizzeria over there. And I have Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights. I only need a crew of maybe 3 or 4 people. Now all of a sudden they tell me, "Hey Bob, I got 1,000 people coming in. I want 18 people just at this location." They think I have a magic room. A magical room with 16 people sitting in it reading the paper. Waiting to be called in. Now, I own a pretty large company. So if they need 8 or 10 extra people somewhere, no problem. But if there's 10 parties just like that, and I got 60 employees, but they want 85 just today, I got to start calling grandmas, friends, asking all the girls if their boyfriends can come. I got one girl bringing her daughter into work. It's a very difficult business. Yesterday I was crying. I was crying. Where am I going here? Come on, player. Come on, player. You on the right, I'm on the left. Vice versa.
That same chocolate guy?
Okay. Now I gotta go back. Oh, New York. Those are apple turnovers. Pretzels. Look at these. Why do you hate me so much? There's some baklava or some almond pie. And I always like these things. You got chocolate on the end, you got the little dippy thing. Oreo cupcakes. Come on, bro. I'm gonna assume those are chocolate chip cookies. And I love these big ass elephant ear things. Oh, I could go in and rob this place with some elephant ears right now. There's a viral video going around of a guy getting robbed yesterday for a hot dog in New York City. I think it's staged, but because the guy walking down the street eating a hot dog, a guy comes up, puts a knife to his neck and steals his hot dog. I can't imagine. It's real. Look at Shorty's pants. You can see them pants from 3 blocks away. I'm coming home, I done my time. By the way, guys, you ask about country all the time. That's the apartment I got him right there. I keep hoping I walk by and I run into him, but I have not seen him. Just the one time. I'm hoping he's shacked up with a lady up in there. I gotta go buy a paper. One of these bastards pickpocketed my paper. I don't know what the hell happened. How do you lose a paper? Today's show is going to be dedicated to Brittany Griner. She's an WNBA player. She was basically kidnapped by the Russian government. I think it was 10 months ago. And for a vape, she had a vape that she bought legally here, but you cannot have it there. She is a black athlete, a woman, a lesbian, and that's everything Russia hates. So it was for strictly propaganda purposes. They held out. Joe Biden did trade an arms dealer for her. So many people are upset about that. I'm glad. Let's get the arms dealer later, but let's get her home to her family. You guys want to see something crazy? Okay, this is going to be for my Instagram, so we got to act like I'm starting right now. Okay, you guys have done the behind the scenes thing before, so let me just act like I'm walking around. And, oh guys, check this out. This is a weed truck. It parks right here and sells weed. This one's a little unique today because he got a boot. He ain't going nowhere. He was probably high when he parked here. But this weed truck, he got a boot. Okay, come on. Come on, bruh. He got high. He got high and he didn't know. Hey, player. He got high and he got a boot. That's a Boogie Bob exclusive. He ain't driving off. He ain't going nowhere. He leave it there overnight. He's going to come back, and I promise you there will be a crowbar. Someone will break in. Have you guys checked out a lot of the parking garages in New York City? The real estate here is very hard to come by. Very, very difficult to come by. So the parking lot is only so big. So what they've done, by the way, this says it's $35 up to 12 hours. That's a lie. That's $140 right there. I worked at this very one when I first moved to New York. But what they do is now they have if they have the money, they'll put you on a hydraulic lift. And your car will go in. Now they're going to ask you when you come in, how long are you staying? If you say an hour or so, you'll be on the bottom. If you say I'm here till 6, you'll be at the top. The problem is if that car right now comes back and says, hey, I want to go now, they say no. What do you think? They're going to move that car, that car, that car? No. He's there until the end. And you could see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, but there's also a row behind them. So they're going to get their money's worth. I'm actually surprised they didn't build one on this side too, because the more cars you could park in there, the more money. Probably costs a fortune to make these things, but they'll get that back within a year. Everything's profit after that. It's another exclusive. Hey guys, I put rats up. My Central Park rats are up from last night. And today I'll be putting up, if you didn't see the Saks Fifth Avenue light show, that will be going up as well. I also put up this beautiful couple from Scotland who found me in Macy's. And such a nice couple. Robert and Angie. I have a contest. If you're from overseas and you find Boogie Bob, you get a free tour. So they were only here a couple days. They might have left already, but they did hit me on Instagram, so I definitely appreciate them very much. All right, we're walking now. We're walking to get a paper. I got to meet Joe in 15 minutes. Oh, crap. Guys, I'm going to do the show at 3 o'clock. But see, I planned it out to where I would just walk there with the paper. But I'm an old timer. I lost the paper. I don't know what happened. I got to go back and buy a paper. What the hell's wrong with me? What the hell's wrong with me? Right when I was paying for the paper, somebody called from my website. They said I have a huge party on New Year's Eve, which is almost impossible for me to do because every single one of my places is full. So I think I might have put the paper down when I went to take his information. I don't know. I dropped the ball. I dropped the ball, y'all. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. We got a great news show coming up. They have a lead in the Ohio and the Idaho killing. The 4 students who were killed, they finally got a lead. Look at this guy. He got a crazy ass clown on the front of his truck. I like it. Very creepy. Very creepy. By the way, a lot of these are all our homes. People live here, but a lot of them will turn the basement into, there's Nick's barber shop right down there. Go down the steps, walk into the basement, and if it's not a barber shop, usually they'll have a laundry mat or dry cleaners, or someone will live in there. You ain't just gonna have a room and not try to make money from it. I'm just walking to get a paper because I dropped the ball, folks. I don't think I'll be there by 3. I'm trying. Hello, Robert. Where are you, Robert? I'm late, Joe. I'm late. Ugh. We're back in Hell's Kitchen. It's like we never left. Come on, bro. I knew you weren't going to wait. I knew your ass wasn't going to wait. Guys, one of the oldest speakeasies / bootlegger place in New York City. It's the second place in New York history to get a liquor license after the Prohibition. It's Rudy's. You go in there, guys, you get a shot, your beer, and a hot dog. Hot dogs are free. Please pull your pants up, Playboy. Please pull them up. What a moron. He can barely reach his wallet. Look. There you go. Pull them up, baby. I'm old. I don't find anything cool about it. Maybe I'm just old. I don't know. That's the Film Center Cafe. It's the Film Center. And guys, this used to be one of the meccas for movies in New York. Spielberg, George Lucas, anybody you could imagine come walking right out of that door. Wycliffe also had a recording studio up there. I'm just doing a little walk and talk as I go. This is called the Ainsworth. Ainsworth is a beautiful chain of upscale sporting bars. This particular one went out of business, and usually I would feel bad, except they ripped me off $26,000. So I don't feel bad. I feel bad about not feeling bad, but they purposely robbed me $26,000. Now what does that mean? That means I sent them workers for about 7 months. They paid me for years. I did 5 of their locations. This sister club of this one just got behind. They weren't paying me. Oh, we'll get you, we'll get you. They finally just never paid me. So for 6 months, I sent workers in and I paid the workers. So not only did I give them free service, I paid 20 grand out of my pocket to send them workers. I'm glad his bitch ass went out of business. Don't treat people like that. Guys, when the pandemic came, I had $109,000 in the bank. I paid every single employee, any vendor. I paid everybody. I had 5 or 6 who didn't pay me. Well, you know, pandemic's here. I don't think we'll be able to. Well, just pay me. Do the right thing. Always do the right thing, folks. You may not like me, you may not like my channel, but ain't nobody here saying I owe him money. Except this guy. This guy I owe $20 to. I gotta go get the paper. Look at this. Hi, schnauzers. Hello. A couple little schnauzers. By the way, I haven't looked at my screen in 2 hours. I think I got like 40,000 people in here. 45,000 people. Hey, did you guys enjoy the, I'm going to ask a rhetorical question because I ain't going to read it. Did you guys enjoy the,
No, he doesn't.
Everybody's right away.
I got to be careful, that guy's insane right there. Did you guys enjoy the picketing? Boogie Bob was marching shoulder to shoulder. Now I got to go buy another damn paper. I was hoping that I left it in here. Maybe I just left it in here. I'm going to ask him. Did I leave my paper earlier? Or did I take it with me? I paid you for the paper, then I left. I got to the end of the block. I ain't got the paper, so I thought I left it here. But if you don't think I did, I'll buy another one.
I do too. A week ago. You didn't take it, so you can take it.
I definitely didn't. I apologize.
I think as long as we all go into Tuesday, but
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
we want to do right
Thank you.
by our
Thank you, man.
staff and our members.
What a nice guy.
I think we
Yeah,
can-
my paper's sitting right on top of the damn can there. Dude, you can't drop one of these. Look, I drop stuff all the time. You drop a glove, you might drop an umbrella. You ain't going to drop a big-ass paper and not hear it. Okay, I got the paper. Now, guys, I'm going there. Technically in between there. So, last night I was on the phone with Rev. And I said, hold on a second. Hey, Joe! Run up to Joe to say hi to Joe. He was at my supermarket. He had a different hat on. It wasn't Joe. It wasn't Joe. I'm over there slapping some old man on the back. It's not Joe. The hell? I'm glad he didn't try to sue me like Giuliani did. 1992, I worked at the porno place over there. Had a big ass brother. Can't remember his name, but I used to say, "What's up, playa?" And I didn't see him for about 8 or 9. He was like a huge security guy. I didn't see him for like 8 or 10 years. Then I saw him. He loved me. I loved him. I saw him on 42nd Street. I walked up and slapped him on his back. "Playa, what's up?" Turned around. Wasn't him. Was not him. I don't think they appreciate some dude you don't know walking up slapping some big ass brother on the back. By the way, guys, right there, that's a pot store. Pot store. Pot store. Pot store. And pot store. 6 within 8 feet of my house. You want pot? I got you. Pot stores must be making good ass money. That's facts. That's facts. All right, we're almost there, folks. You'll get to see the kids. Now, they technically get out like right at this time. I got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I ain't gonna be late. It's Brittany Griner Day on the old Boogie Bunch show, so I'm not gonna be late for the Brittany Griner. Unless I see a bad shorty I gotta holler at, then I might be a little late. I'm gonna walk up with this thing on, and Joe's gonna say, "How was your?" Hey, girl, I see you. Joe's gonna say, "How was your vacation?" I'm like, Joe, what vacation? Are you insane? By the way, guys, I go right here. This is, and get the. He carves the lamb right off the thing there. It's delicious. It's the #1 Istanbul kebabs. They carve it right off the thing and get you a kebab going. By the way, that's my name. My new name is Boogie Kebab. Hi, ladies. You want a little Boogie Kebab? You can see the school is getting out because in a few minutes you won't be able to walk through there. I think the school has like 5,000 kids, so you'll see hella kids. I see you, player. I see you. Ooh. Oh, he almost killed that guy right there. Did you see that? He hit him. Look, he's not even stopping. That was horrible. This guy that almost hit me just hit the old man right there. And the old man's like, I'm walking. I don't want to talk to cops. I got beer to buy. It's getting to where when I go live now, I see an accident just about every day. Saw a guy get hit last night. A couple nights ago, the delivery bike guy. This is the track I make every day when I go see Joe. Joe and I haven't done our show in 3 or 4 days. So I got Joe a hat today. Joe's got, I think, 2 or 3 hats, and I gave them all to him. So I think he's gonna like this hat. I'm coming home, I've done my time. And I've got to know what is and isn't mine. If you receive a letter, something, who'll be free. Simple yellow ribbons, what I need to set me free. I wrote and told her, please, no, tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. It's been 3 long years. Do you still want me? If I don't see a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree, I'll sit on the bus, forget about us, and put the blame on me. If I don't see a ribbon round the old oak tree. Here's some ladies. Now this is the best part of the song. He wrote her and said, look, I've been in prison. I'm sorry. I'm coming home. If you want me, here's all the kids getting high. If you want me, tie a yellow ribbon and I'll know. Then he's on the bus. Says, now the whole damn bus is cheering. And I don't believe what I see. 100 yellow ribbons round the old oak tree. See, there's a whole bunch of cops out here again. They got cops out here every day. Fist fights, what have you. Oh boy. Joe's homeless friend is there. It's a very nice couple. They're homeless, couple, a male and female, and they go to Atlantic City every day to gamble. Whenever they get their checks. I hope they get up when I get there. Oh no, not this lady. God damn it. Sorry guys. Okay, they're getting up. Thank you so much. Hey girl, how you been? You feeling better?
I held you.
You got my seat for me? Thank you so much.
I told her.
Hi Joe.
They came back. Her husband going to Germany.
Oh, good for him.
His son sent him a ticket because he doesn't have one.
Joe, we're already on the air. Why are you late? Why? Joe, I don't
His
know.
son sent him a ticket to go to Germany.
Well, good for him. He deserves
Good
it.
family.
Look at that, Joe. It's me and you.
They told him it's Christmas time. We send you a ticket to come here, stay a couple of weeks.
Joe, we're on the air. Say hi to your fans.
How was your vacation, everybody? How is everybody?
Did anybody go on vacation?
Hi, Jasmine. How is everybody?
Who knows Jasmine?
Hi, Jasmine.
Hey, Joe.
Hi.
For you, my friend.
Have a nice
I got it
vacation.
from a party.
Thank you.
If you like it, if you don't, you give it to your German.
Thank you. Have a nice vacation.
Who the hell's going on vacation? Why do you keep saying
I
it?
am going on the 24th. I'll be back on the 5th.
You're going to go to see your grandkids?
Pennsylvania. I stay 1 week.
I have a toy for your grandson,
God bless you.
and that I will give you. I got to get something for your granddaughters. You got two of them, right?
Yeah.
How am I going to get one toy and not toys for the other kids? Joe, guess where I've been all day?
You fought Times Square yet?
I farted in Times Square, yes. No, the New York Times.
Oh, okay.
They're on strike.
Oh, right.
Thousands of people in the New York Times are on strike. Look at this, Joe. Joe, I got to tell you before we even start the show, bro. The show started.
It's okay.
I hate to say it, Joe. It kills me to say it. You were right about something, Joe. You want to know what you were right about, Joe? Because you're right about everything. It kind of pisses me off, to be honest with you. You know the basketball star, the female basketball star in Russia?
Yeah. They let her go.
They let her go.
I told you.
You told me. Like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I said, Joe, she got 10 years. She's
She
gonna.
said no.
She ain't getting out in 10. Joe said she'd be back next week. Did you say something like that? She'll be back. She will be back next week. I said, Joe, you're insane.
For everybody who is listening to me,
I don't listen.
in United States, you can do those things openly, but
Don't do it in Russia.
don't do it in Europe, even in
France,
in
Germany.
Spain. If you have drugs, you go from 6 years to 20.
Yeah, well,
I saw it on YouTube.
she went from 10 years hard labor
To
to zero.
heartbreak.
Joe called it. Joe,
Rome.
it's not even in the paper yet. I was on my
I saw
phone
it, I saw
and
it.
it came across the wire.
Italian, in Italy, if they find out you have drugs, you're not gonna see Europe again.
If you don't,
Because
they do.
put you on the blacklist.
They put you on the blacklist. That sounds a little racist. Joe.
Schindel, or what do you call it, treaty.
The no-fly list and yeah, you're on the blacklist. You're not getting in.
So don't do it overseas.
Don't do it. If you're gonna do, Joe is telling you, if you're gonna do drugs, do them right here in New York. That's what Joe's saying. Is that what you're saying, Joe?
Yeah.
Are you condoning drugs? Okay, these are yours. Are these? No, these are mine. Right? Those are yours. All right. What's happening, everybody? It's your
How is
favorite
everybody?
YouTuber, Jordan Joe. How was your vacation, Joe?
All right, no vacation coming up.
You're going to Pennsylvania
Yeah,
to see your grandkids and your daughter and family?
yeah.
Well, Joe, I was just at the New York Times. The New York Times is on strike, Joe. 1,000 people walked out. By the way, you got a new hat, Joe. What do you got there?
Actually, I got it from
like
the
it.
pantry.
I like it.
I didn't pay for it, but
I mean, you didn't pay for it. Joe don't pay for hats.
Thank whoever donated to the pantry.
Well, everybody
I
in the
put it on
pantry.
my head.
Watches our show.
Anything I find, I put it on my head.
Joe, we got some breaking news as of today. This is not conclusive yet, but the 4 children, the 4 college kids killed in Idaho. The police are on the lookout now for a white Hyundai. A Hyundai. They think it might be involved somehow. They're being tight-lipped about it, but trust me, there are detectives right now going through every single white Hyundai anywhere in the country. There's going to be probably 20,000 of them. They're going to narrow it down and find out who's in that car. Whether the car has anything to do with it or not, I don't know. So it's a white car. They think it's a Hyundai. I hope I'm saying that right. There, Paul Greenwell's got me. It's a Hyundai. A Hyundai. Joe, you ready to get on with the news?
This is terrible. 4 lives.
4 lives taken.
Forever.
And the person who's doing that, who did that, must be absolutely paranoid and freaked out. They're coming to get me. They're coming to get me. Unless he's like this cool customer, he or she. Got a couple things here, Joe. We got a couple animal stories we started off. Let's do. By the way, welcome home, Brittany Griner. I know that you watched the show. We have been praying for you. How you doing, Brittany? Her wife gave a really heartfelt, beautiful speech. Her wife is extremely intelligent. She was thanking Joe Biden and the administration, thanking the U.S. attorney and various people who helped her do that. You know, they had to trade an arms dealer for it, Joe. It didn't come for free. Russia ain't gonna give us nothing for free. You gotta give something. What a doggy paddle. Look at this, Joe.
How is your doggy?
How's the doggy? Lost puppy Hudson. This is a lost puppy. The name of the dog is Hudson. The Hudson River, Joe, is a huge river. It's like the Mississippi. It's a monstrous river. This dog right here, Bow Wow, Bear. Okay, the Hudson is the Hudson. The dog is Bear. Bear is back with his owner, Ellen Wolpen, after getting loose and setting off into the river. They found him in New Jersey.
Freezing.
Oh, this poor guy. Look at it. Look at his little face.
He looked like he was freezing.
She is very happy to have him back. The Pooch doggy paddled to safety all the way across the Hudson River, Joe.
How did he get to the river?
He jumped. The puppy got separated from his new family and jumped into the Hudson River from Upper Manhattan. He made it all the way to New Jersey, was then reunited with his grateful owners. Guys, this is the first time on our show we've ever started the show with a couple good stories, Joe. I got another one here. Look at this, Joe. I know you love animals more than humans, but do you love animals more than animals, or are all animals the same in your book? Because this one here, Joe, is a turtle getting ready to get eaten by the shark, but the turtle bit the shark, Joe. They have video, the turtle bit the shark. A dramatic footage captured the moments a loggerhead turtle bested a tiger shark off the coast of Western Australia. A drone operator, this guy's got a drone. Jack Garnett told the story full. He scored the epic footage. You guys can see it online. The last day of family vacation on Windsor-Bandy Coast. His 3 teenage sons had seen the loggerhead shark several times before and affectionately named him Mr. Turtle. Why would you name a shark? Oh, the turtle is a loggerhead. I'm sorry. The shark is a tiger shark. So they named the turtle Mr. Turtle. He's just swimming around. He ain't bothering nobody. On our last day, the girls saw some unusual water splashes 50 meters off the shoreline. and the drone was sent out to investigate. The turtle, however, used its shell to roll over and aggressively several times. Eventually, the turtle bit the tail of the shark, which fled in defeat. That shark is a punk.
And then
Big ass shark swimming like a little bitch. The turtle.
He can chew
Wow,
on
what
it.
the-
The turtle's got a big ass shell. He probably bit him a few times. Joe, we got two good stories. Can the good stories last or no? There's not going to be good after this. Here we go. Donald Trump has been found guilty on all 17 charges of fraud, wire fraud, embezzlement, everything else. His company, he's a corporation. And Joe, it's very hard to come after the owner of the company if it's a corporation. They can't sue me, they can sue my corporation. And if the corporation files bankruptcy, you ain't getting nothing. And believe me, Donald Trump knows all the laws, but he was found guilty on 17 counts. Felons bet on governor casino bill. Governor Hochul is reviewing legislation that will allow casino operators to hire convicts. I have hired several convicts. A couple times it screwed me over. A couple times I hired really good people, and they also screwed me over, so I'm not blaming them. Let's see. TV scribe fast. My cancer was pure fiction. Oh boy. Grey's not me. Grey's Anatomy, but it's Grey's not Amy. TV script or scribe, that's a writer. My cancer, they got a circle around her face, was pure fiction. She lied about cancer. It's about the worst thing you could do. Former Grey's Anatomy writer Elizabeth Fitch, circled in this episode cameo, says, the biggest mistake of my life, spiraled from a phony tumor. She claims she was discovered in 2012. She claims she had cancer, Joe. She did not. Don't do it, guys. It's not worth it. Cigarette request ends in a slaying, Joe. A 24-year-old man was stabbed to death in Hell's Kitchen. People think we make up stories about our neighborhood, Joe. It's a beautiful neighborhood, but there are murders out here all the time. In Hell's Kitchen during a fight that erupted when he stopped to ask a stranger for a cigarette. Carlos Rosario was walking with his girlfriend on the parking garage, by the parking garage on West 42nd, right there, Joe, you know it very well, near 9th Avenue. Just after 11 p.m. Tuesday, requested a smoke from three men. Walked up, can I get a smoke? Joe, how often does somebody ask you for a smoke?
You give him if you have.
I don't smoke.
Ask you for money.
They ask me all the time, you got smoke? Hey, you got a smoke?
$1 or something. You give it.
There was one lady, crackhead lady, on 43rd and 8th. She would ask all the guys, you got a smoke? Do you got a cigarette? And they give her a cigarette. She put it in the pack.
There is a
And
guy,
then she would sell the pack for $20.
There's a guy next to your house. He asked, do you have $10? You remember him?
He's talking about, what's his face? I haven't seen him in a while. What's my guy's name? Rev, what's my guy? Danny.
$10.
He's talking about Danny. Hey, you got 5 or a 10? Hey, you got 5 or a 10? He is... I have not seen him in a while.
I hope he's okay,
I fear he's Joe. The last several times I saw him, he's a regular on the show. Hey, buddy. The last several times I saw him, Joe, he was so horrible. It was horrible.
Poor guy.
And yeah, Danny is going. That's his gimmick. You got a 5 or a 10, Joe? Do you remember the guy that used to say, "Can I have $1 for a slice of pizza?"
Yeah.
Can I have $1? He died as well. I hope Danny didn't die, but out here, Joe, you just never know. How could this guy survive much longer?
Well,
He's no longer in the neighborhood. I haven't seen him in
Well,
months.
those guys are very sick, and they're not well. So they.
He was such a nice guy. Hey, man, can you give me $5? $10?
Actually, they.
I'm going to get Chinese food. Yeah. Chinese food means crap.
They die from malnutrition.
They do. They don't eat. There's that other guy now
They
that
buy
lays
crack
down.
and so forth.
The other guy's been laying down in front of that doctor's office over there. He's laying on the street every day. It's horrible. I wish I could help them. You certainly get to a point you can't help them. He went up to the 3 people. The question sparked an argument that ended with one of the men stabbing him to death because he asked for a cigarette. And they'll never find the killer, of course. The lady, Carol Baskin. If you watch Tiger King, Carol Baskin's that horrible woman who, yes, she loves animals, she loves her cats, but probably killed her husband to inherit those cats. Scored another win for Carol Baskin. She is very litigious. She will sue you for everything. The reason that the Tiger King guy is in jail, Joe What's-His-Face, is in jail, is because he messed with her. Should have left her alone. Everybody said leave her alone. She has very, very, very high-profile lawyers. Tiger King's Joe Exotic prevailed. She prevailed over Joe Exotic again over her locked-up nemesis late Tuesday. I don't care. Doctor abuse accuser sues the city. Joe, you were just talking about these doctors who go around sexually assaulting people. An accuser of convicted sex offender and ex-doctor Robert Hayden filed a federal lawsuit Wednesday against his former employers, Columbia University, for the sex abuse. This is a little creep he is actually Jewish. He was trying to, remember he came to Midtown and was going to try to blow up some synagogues and hurt people, Jewish people. He is now out on bail.
I think he's sick.
He is sick. The president of the World Jewish Congress, Ronald Lauder, is calling for Kanye West music to be removed from all streaming services. That is called cancel, my friend. I met Kanye for the first time, right about 8 feet from this table. Nice guy. He wanted my attention so bad. I was with all my investors from Australia. I was with Def Jam. He thought I was a big shot. I couldn't get rid of the guy. Nice enough guy, in a strange way. But then his mother died after that, and he became insane. Even Alex Jones, who's probably the most despicable person on the planet, in my opinion, just a horrible human being. He's the one that said that Sandy Hook never happened, and those 27 children were actors. Even Alex Jones, conspiracist theory, Alex Jones is disgusted by Kanye's vile declarations and love of the Nazis. That's one thing I think I could speak clearly about is Alex Jones is a demented, sickening, grotesque dirtbag, but I don't think he has any love for Nazis. He's made it clear he doesn't, and usually he says what he likes and doesn't like. The InfoWars host recently ordered to pay nearly $1.5 billion for calling the Sandy Hook shooting of the children a hoax. Says he feels like he was sucked into a giant publicity stunt when the former Kanye West, now known as Ye, with a mask on, went on his show and said, "I love Hitler."
Do you know
What
what
human
happened?
being, Joe?
Do you know what happened yesterday in Germany?
Nope. Oh, I do. I do. So I'll let you tell it, but I do know that yesterday, Joe, they had 50 people they were going to arrest. They arrested 25. They were trying to overthrow the German government.
Excuse me, did you read about how disastrous it is for the businesses because of the thievery?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Joe's been talking about that on the show for a long time.
I mean, it's going to be catastrophic.
So many of them are going to go out of
10
business.
years, you won't find no stores.
Dwayne Reed, Walgreens, Walmart.
What about the stock market?
Oh, yeah, forget about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
If you want anything, it's only you can
They said
order it
50%.
online.
They can't make it.
Yeah, that's why we lost this Dwayne Reed right here.
The
The
Three
Walgreens.
stores.
CVS.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
You're
know
right.
that, and Dwayne Reed has to lock up orange juice.
They locked up cans of Spam last time
Terrible.
I went there. I know.
It's terrible. This never
Sorry,
happened in other decades.
This is
Insane.
If this is going on,
She knows
If
I'm
the
lying.
police and the
I'm
lawyers.
never going to
no,
be rude to
no.
anyone.
If it goes
Never.
on for another 5
God
years,
bless
you
her.
won't find no store.
Right in the middle of the show.
Punish them. They wouldn't do anything about it.
I am sorry to see that.
The rapper formerly known as Kanye West released a song Wednesday night in which he references his latest anti-Semitic remarks. I don't like to throw the word genius around. I've been in the game a long time. The last 3 albums of his were absolute trash. But the guy is a genius. He's a musical genius. He's so far outside the box. As a producer, I could never do what he does. The new stuff I don't like any of it. There's almost no drums anymore, but Kanye is got some really huge hits. I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't no broke. I ain't saying she's a. I mean, what's a ride to a king? What's a king to a god? Oh, this guy, he's got some huge hits, and rightfully so. The guy is really talented, Joe. He's a great rapper, phenomenal rapper, but he's even a better musical producer, and that's what he's known for. Rapper formerly known as Kanye West released a song Wednesday night in which he references his latest anti-Semitic remarks. The disgraced hip-hop star, who now goes by Ye, released a new track amid a seemingly ceaseless string of controversies, including a bizarre I don't care about this guy. Let's see. Teen scalded to death, Joe. Scalded is when they get hot water thrown on. A teen, it's a horrible death. A teen with special needs, Joe. This is a handicapped or handicapable. A teen with special needs was found burned to death inside the Brooklyn home this week, 2 days after his dad said he fell into a scalding bathwater. In a case that has been ruled a homicide, authorities. How hot does the bathwater get? Now, Joe, I love a bath. I don't have a bathtub anymore. I have a shower. On the fifth floor, I had a big bathtub. I take a bath 7 days a week. I love a hot ass bath. And
Your father did it.
Hot. I don't know. If he did, they're going to find out. I make it so hot that it's scalding, but that's the only kind of. I don't like lukewarm. I would go to Thailand for a month. They had lukewarm water. I can't enjoy a bath. So I enjoy a scalding hot bath where it's almost too uncomfortable to sit in, but I don't know if that would kill anybody. It's been ruled a homicide. Oh, Joe is right again.
Torture his own son.
His dad said he fell into the scalding hot water in a case that has now been ruled a homicide. Josiah Green, 18, was discovered unconscious and unresponsive and in his bed with burns all over his body when the cops responded to a 911 call at his apartment in Pitkin Avenue and New Lots around Sunday. He was pronounced dead at the scene by EMS workers. The teen's father claims his son fell into a bathtub 2 days earlier and was burned by the hot water. Well, why didn't you take your son to the hospital?
You should have caught right away.
It could have been, I think Ambrose is right, it could have been cardiac arrest. You get so burned. He said his son had a head cold that day, but he couldn't give him medicine for it because it would interfere with his regular prescriptions. Instead, the dad put his son, who has cerebral palsy, in a chair in the shower and ran the hot water, hoping the steam would help him breathe. The father left the room but heard a thud. He ran back into the bathroom to find his teen off the chair.
The father makes a story.
I think the father, I hate to do that. I think the father just couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, what a horrible.
Terrible.
I don't even drink place in Manhattan. Lack of foot traffic is a buzzkill. Midtown iconic drink is on the brink. Let's see. The director in Winery King, Francis Ford Coppola, signs a bottle at the Park Avenue liquor store. Guys, my new spot that I did last night, Joe, is the Thompson Central Park Hotel. On the top floors is condominiums, Joe. Guess how much the condo goes for? Guess how much
20
the condo?
million?
40. 40. Oh,
40
no.
million.
Oh, no.
How was your vacation?
This is my dear friend, Giselle, one of my oldest friends. No, you sit down. Put your mask on. No one cares. You can't
No, I don't want to be on.
You're not even on camera. You won't even be seen. Sit over there.
I can't
Guys,
stay too long.
Giselle is here. Gael is here. Gael has worked for me, Joe. Gael's a very nice guy. He's been on our show before. Gael has worked for me 30 years.
How are you?
Okay, not that long yet.
What day did you started in 1990 at Motown?
September 7th.
He was my first hire
September
at Motown.
7th, 1995, a day that will live in my infamy.
1995. See, he knows dates.
Yep.
So it was, you remember the day I hired you?
Yes, I do. At the same Ritz.
He has,
At the same Ritz.
is that what, I thought I did the hiring at Motown, no?
No. There was.
I did do it at a...
No, you did it at a building that was
That's
on
correct.
east,
You're correct.
on west side somewhere. Then you had
He doesn't want to be on camera.
You had the training at the St. Louis.
douchebag.
You heard?
Yes, yes. But I hired you at Motown. You're my first hire. You and Vanetta. They all know Vanetta. Vanetta's been on my show many
That's
times.
her problem, ain't it?
And he's worked for me at China Club. He's one of the best I ever had. He's a dear friend. He used to come to my house for Thanksgiving, but now he doesn't care about me. So
Oh yeah, because Bob don't call nobody.
I ain't got
since
no
I don't
money for
work
no
for
damn
him.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But now he works at.
I always did. When,
Now, he always did, but now he's been working at Wicked. I took you guys into Wicked Live, and I said, "Hey, is Gael here?" And the girls go, "We know Gael." But are you at Blue Man Group here?
no,
Wait, what
there's
is
no
this?
Blue Man
What
Group.
is
That's
this right?
downtown. I'm at Yiddish Fiddler.
Yiddish Fiddler.
Fiddler on the
Oh,
Roof. Really good. Good show. Everyone.
Awesome.
A
I
must.
thought like not a lot of Morissette. I thought what's her name? Come to my window.
No, she was here for 2 weeks.
Oh,
or 3 weeks.
I would have liked to have seen that.
What time is it, Bob? I gotta
It
go to
is
work.
right now
3:25.
3:20
after.
3:25.
Okay.
All right,
Gotta
I'm
go.
doing my news, so stick around, enjoy.
You never did
You
what
want
I
to do the
told you to
astroscopes
do.
with us, the horoscopes? What did you tell me to do?
I told you to go down to do the Delaport, and you never did. That's very New York. Okay.
I do my news here with Joe every
Are
day.
you
Hey, buddy.
rambling on?
How is your vacation?
Are you gonna edit it?
No,
or
it's live. You're live. Why don't you at least you got your mask on? Say hi to my guy. Just go look. Hey, yeah, there he is.
Oh,
Gael had worked for me 20. You said I hired you.
27 years.
95. Yeah,
27
see, he
years. Joe's good with
remembers.
the math. China Club, Metronome. I ran into the owner of La Bar Bat last night. I just started the Thompson Central Park Hotel. The condos are $40 million. It's on 56.
Is there a party there too?
Yeah, major. We had a big party. Not big. It was our first one though. And I got Margaritaville now, so I got work if you need it.
No,
Even though
thank
you're-
you.
Even though you're old, and
Yeah.
you made, I don't know, working for me over $1 million.
Oh, don't. Let's not get started
You
with
didn't
that.
make over $1 million with me?
Okay.
Yes or no?
There's some days for weeks I didn't make not one.
Did you
penny.
ever? What was the best night you ever had? One night, because you're still my record.
With
Did
you?
make like
It's
$1,600.
China Club all the time. Monday
$1,600
night
on one
until
night.
Louis screwed me over.
16, yes. I
God rest his soul. I'm sorry. Don't speak ill of the dead.
Louis worked for me forever. Louis was bisexual, so he would go
Okay, Bob, we
to
don't
the
need to
guys
know that.
and the girls. Well, he would be able to. Most of my guys who are straight just hustle
boy.
try to hustle the girls, and Louis had this great knack to get the guys and the girls.
So you and Louis, huh?
Me and
Okay.
Louis.
I'm sure.
Listen, I'm going to do my news. Sit here,
Your
stay here.
news.
Get out,
I got to
whatever.
go back to work.
Thank you,
Not
man.
you.
We need some tickets for.
I don't get free tickets.
Fit-
For
Not
Wicked,
on
I'll
the
give
roof.
it, you get a discount.
huh?
He got me tickets for
Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard. He got By the way, Audra McDonald is now in the Idaho.
I know. Ohio
The
State
Ohio
murder.
Killers.
Sunset
She's a
Boulevard
seven-time
was the
Tony.
hottest.
Let's see,
6.
6, but 7 now. She did
I
it.
hope so.
Take care.
And her husband just opened in
I heard about that. Yeah,
A Beautiful Noise.
nice.
Will.
Must be nice.
Very good.
Gael's been at every show. He's,
Working every show.
He works every show. He's also a douchebag because he fights
Oh,
with me about
God.
everything.
You'll never change.
I
And
never
don't be
will.
telling my business. up
Thank
on
you,
here.
playa.
I will kill you.
Was I good to you?
Yeah.
Well, you worked for me for 27
It was
years.
all
Was I
right.
good to you?
We
Yes or
had
no?
many fights. I quit many a times.
He quit because I remember.
And I got fired from one.
You did get fired.
Because that stupid jerk.
All right, you're live, Gael.
You know who that was, right?
Yes.
From, what is it? What's
You got
the name of
fired
that
from
place?
several times.
No, I got fired one time.
You got fired from well, you quit from Motown because some guy said get a real job, even though you made more than he made.
That was my first job doing that sort of work.
And I
it
think
was
you also
insulting.
quit. You also quit when the Atlanta bomber bombed the Olympics. You were so upset. You go, I quit. I go, please don't quit because some guy bombed the Olympics.
Oh, shut up. Yeah,
All right,
remember
get out
that?
of here,
Bye.
Gael. Love you, brother.
Love you. I'm going to call you later.
Call me.
All
right.
Call check.
I got you covered. That's my friend Gael. I'm sorry, guys. This is a friend. 27 years ago, I hired him. He was my first hire at Motown. Back when I was a big shot. He's still in my life, and I have always embraced everybody. I apologize. We went from 4,000 subscribers down to 20 viewers. Joe, I think it's about time. What time is it, Joe?
How is everybody?
How was everybody's vacation? What time is it,
He
Joe?
introduced you many people on.
They walk by. They say, "I didn't even invite him here. He just walked by." He
How
does
they
this
know
show.
you here?
He does this show right here, right here.
Like here,
There's a
Federal
show. That's an
Under-
off-Broadway show right there. It
This
used to
is
be
busy
Blue Man
show.
Group. Now he said he's doing the Yiddish Fiddler or something. It's like Fiddler on the Roof. Joe, you ready to do your thing?
Yeah, well,
Oh.
how many?
I don't know.
3.
I don't know. It's about time that I bust a rhyme.
How
I'm not
is your
busting
heart?
rhymes, but when I bust a rhyme, I'm here to let you know that I'm about to flow. It's time for the George and Joe Show. So let's go. Guys, you might want to get a beverage, snuggle up next to your loved one. Guys, I was dear friends with a lady named Robin Bird. Robin Bird had a TV show on regular television, cable television. It was a porno show. And she would always say, snuggle up next to your loved ones, and if you don't have a loved one, you'll always have me. I was friends with her for years and years. She was such a sweet lady. Joe, are we going to do the astroscopes today?
Yes.
Virgo? We're only doing 3 plus the Taurus. Virgo gang, all the way from Seashell, South Seashell by the seashore. Pisces. Joe ain't doing Cancer. Aries and Aquarius. Guys, I got way too many here.
Aries.
Yep.
That's it. You have 6.
And Aquarius.
Got it.
Why are you being cheap, Joe? I saw Capricorn go up. I can't, whatever. I can't with this. Guys, don't get mad at me. Get mad at Joe. Joe don't care.
Virgo.
Joe don't care.
Virgo, something will happen today that makes you wish
That
you
we
had
did not do the show?
been a bit less impulsive of late, both at home and at work. Virgo is supposed to be cautious sign. So promise yourself that in future you will take the time to think before you act.
Think before you leap, folks.
Cancer. What happened over the next 24 hours may not to be your liking, but if you stay calm, you can find ways to make it work in your favor. Happiness is not about absence of setbacks and challenges, but about overcoming them with a smile on your face.
Over.
Smile on your
Coming them.
face. Pisces. A decision you have put off making for weeks, maybe for months, can no longer be avoided. An issue to do with your family and your home life will only be resolved if you adopt a fresh approach. One that does not try to please everyone. Aries.
Yep.
Rushing here, there, and everywhere all the time may make it feel as if you are getting lots of work done. But are you? Today's full moon will bring you to the point where you begin to ask if maybe you are doing too much. Yes, you are.
Yep, that's a fact.
Aquarius.
Joe, did you know that we're in the dawning of the age of Aquarius?
Aquarius.
No, you did not.
Have the courage to do what you want to do today, and don't be swayed by those who fear you are aiming too high. Compared to their limited ambition, you probably are, but you have high expectation of yourself and don't intend to back off.
That's a fact. Whatever he said, I wasn't listening. So he said something about a
The Taurus.
backhoe or something like that.
How you doing, Taurus people?
Hi, Taurus. This is the Mighty Wolf corner of the internet, Joe. By the way, last night I found 2 bulls I'm still not in the lead of the bull hunt, and that really breaks my balls. I gotta try hard. I gotta go back to the drilling.
Cosmic activities in the money area of your chart may be giving you cause for concern. But are you worried over finances, real or you imagine that? Most likely it is the latter. So stop worrying about what you haven't got and look for ways to get more.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. You got birthdays, Joe? Because birthdays were the worst day. Happy birthday, everybody.
Well,
Hello, Mr. How was your
yesterday
vacation? Happy birthday,
we
everybody.
missed yesterday because
We
it
did.
was
It was raining. Joe called me up. Robert, Mr. Robert is no good. Raining.
okay. There is an it's not important man, but his name is Gene or Eugene.
Why are you bringing him up if he's not important? I never heard of him.
He's the father of modern magic. Hell, with this magic.
You brought that to us, Joe? How dare you?
John Faber is a German pencil manufacturer. You know that
He's a pencil manufacturer, and you're giving him a happy
that's
birthday
where
shout-out?
they used his pencil worldwide. If you look at any pencil around the world, it is made.
I only use number 2 pencils, and I
From-
haven't used one in 40 years.
Yeah, when we were young, we used it. Ira Gershwin.
I quit.
Who's Gershwin?
Gershwin's a composer,
Yeah.
music. This might be your worst birthdays ever, Joe.
Agnes Moorehead.
It is your worst birthday ever.
Agnes Moorehead.
I don't. Is she the atheist?
Yes.
Does it say there, atheist?
Actress. Okay, Tony Lazzari, a baseball Hall of Fame. Babyface Nelson.
Finally.
You know him?
Babyface Nelson was a gangster in the 20s with Al Capone and all those guys. I believe he was shot and killed.
He killed so many
He
FBI agents.
was a murderer. He used that Tommy gun like a damn knife.
Yeah, he used that machine gun on a group of policemen. He was 26 years old when he was
When he was killed,
when he was killed. The hell with it.
screw that guy.
Who is Otto Graham?
Otto Graham was a world famous football player. I think he was in the Olympics or something. I don't know.
He worked for
Your
Cleveland
worst shit
Brown.
ever.
Yeah. Andrew Gomo, he's 65 years old.
Who?
Andrew Gomo.
Andrew Cuomo. He was our disgraced governor who was kicked out for sexualizing and womanizing. Very good. Womanizing, making uncool comments. Then his brother, who we saw on my show, driving his car yesterday. Yesterday or the day before. I think it might have been the day before. And I like his brother very much. Chris Cuomo, driving a black Lexus on the Boogie Bob show. That was an exclusive. What else you got, Joe?
We have.
Do you have anybody we ever heard of ever in the world?
Yeah, we have Sarah Raffarty. You know her? 50 years old.
Who?
Sarah Raffarty.
Sarah Rafferty.
You know her? Yeah. Okay, we have a boogie with the hoodie. What is that? A rapper.
A Boogie. It's
Yeah.
A Boogie with a hoodie. He's a New York City rapper. He's very, very popular. I don't know one song. He's a drill rapper. I don't know any of these guys.
He's 27 years old.
I'm going to sue him for copyright because Boogie is me.
Stephanie Scott.
Stephanie Scott.
She's 26
Guys,
years
I
old.
used to do the birthdays, and I would go to this. When you do the birthdays, there's a huge list, thousands of names. I would pick the ones that people have heard of. Joe just goes on and just writes down any old name he comes across. Steve Johnson, what's he do? I don't know.
All right, today's
Frank
birthday.
Taylor.
Today's birthday.
Yep, today. Okay, so that was yesterday. Now we're
Yeah.
going to do today.
Diego Rivera.
Wow, that sounds so familiar. I don't know who it is or what he does.
A
Diego
very
Rivera.
great Mexican painter.
A painter.
You know, if you
I
have
don't
a
know,
paint,
I'll tell you, I
if
don't
you
know.
have any painter here, $1,000,000.
I don't have it. All I got is stupid Rembrandts.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Him, I heard of. Sammy Davis Jr. is the Candyman who can take a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew. I don't want to sprinkle dew on no sunrise. But Sammy Davis Jr. though, he had a whole thing going for him. First of all, he was born in a very tough time with black relations in America. He worked his way to the very top of showbiz. He was a right-hand man of Frank Sinatra. He was the cornerstone of the Rat Pack. He had one eye. He had a glass eye. He was black, and Joey was Jewish. So they would sit there, him, Dean Martin, Joey Bishop, and Frank Sinatra. They would sit there and crack jokes about him. His eye, his he was a chain smoker. I believe that he died a day or two before Lucille Ball. I don't remember the dates of each one, but I remember the paper saying Lucille Ball died, and then Sammy a couple days later. I can't remember for sure. I'm old. That was in the 90s. What else you got, Joe?
We have an actor.
Finally, you named somebody good, Sammy Davis Jr.
Maximilian Schell.
Maximilian Schell.
He is very famous
Sure.
actor.
Sure.
He was born in Swiss. I saw many movies when I was young. Very famous. Okay, Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison was the lead singer of the group The Doors. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the world on fire. Jim Morrison was the Lizard King. Jim Morrison had the whole world, Joe. He was ahead of his time. He was a brilliant front man, super good looking. He ended up just destroying it all with his drugs. He ended up dying of a drug overdose back in the day. I think it was 69. He's in the famous 26 Club or the 27 Club. 27 years old, because all these people were dying when they were 27. You guys could type them in. I know you know them.
Overdose.
Jimi Hendrix, what's her face? The guy, remember the guy who did that thing with that girl? Well, her, and the other guy who did the thing with the guy who wore the shirt. Died in 1971. That's Jim Morrison. I thought it was 69, 71. He's right. At 27. He's in the famous 27 Club. Rider of the Storm. And Janis Joplin, I think she's in the 27 Club. Dwayne Allman. What else you got, Joe?
We have
He did die in Paris.
Kim Basinger.
Kim Basinger, who I've met, is one of the most stunning women of all time. She was married to God, you get old. Help me out, guys. Alec Baldwin. She was in so many great movies. And she was actually very talented and gifted. Just a beautiful. I met her at Planet Hollywood several times. She was so nice and just beautiful. Alec Baldwin is correct.
He's 69 years old.
69 years old. I'd holler at her.
We have a name by
Oh, I love me some Janis Joplin. That girl can sing. She's with Bobby Medina.
Sam Kinison.
Sam Kinison, Joe, I met as well. He was, I don't want to say he was super friendly to me, but he was friendly to everybody. But he was a severe drug addict when I met him. Sam Kinison was believe it or not, Joe, he was a pastor. He was a pastor. And he would preach to a sermon. You guys got devil. You have to repent or the devil shall. Well, he took that energy, Joe, and he became a stand-up comic. And he did stand-up comedy. A lot of people said he was an absolute genius. I could take him or leave him. But he would yell his jokes. One of his famous jokes was he goes, because he talks gentle. He goes, guys, read about the people living in Africa. They don't have food. water. It's very hard for them. And all I have to say to that is, you live in the desert! Why don't you move? There's no water there, you morons! Very cold. A lot of people like that kind of humor. I don't like when you yell about people dying of starving. But, you know, at a point, you're living in the desert. You can't just move because you live in the desert. But his joke was, talk real quiet. And, you know, I think they live in the desert and they don't have any water. Why don't you move? His thing was to yell the punchline. No one had ever done it before. And that's why he became filthy rich, very famous. Joe, he got off drugs. He was driving, might have been on his honeymoon. He got off drugs. He had his brother behind him. He was driving a Camaro going to Las Vegas through the desert, and he wrecked his car and was killed instantly. That's fact. It was a gift from my employees. It's a Michael Kors. It is expensive, not crazy expensive, but it's a very nice watch. It looks really expensive. What else you got, Joe?
We have George Rogers.
Joe's killing it right now. George Rogers. Oh, doesn't ring a bell.
Is a football. Okay. Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj happens to be probably the most popular female rapper of all time, Joe. She sold tens of millions of records. She's very wealthy. And Joe, before she was famous, do you know anybody who interviewed her? Do you know who the first person to ever put her in a national publication was?
You did?
That's correct.
Really?
That's correct. You guys go on my Facebook. I posted it on here many times. I ran across her on MySpace, Joe. She had 1,200 followers on MySpace. I had that's how I would try to get people to interview. You could not get Jay-Z. He had 100,000. Nas, he didn't have 100,000. So I would go to Jada Kiss. He might have 20,000. Busta Rhymes, who wasn't as big as some of those guys, but still big. And I would go to MySpace, and there was no Facebook or anything then. Tom was still running MySpace. And I would get in their box, and I ran across her videos, and I thought, man, first of all, she's fine. I was trying to holler at her. I finally nailed down the interview. No publicist or anything. It was just me and her boyfriend, Safari, was on the line. She actually, when we hung up, said I was the best interview she ever did, even though I got about 20 things wrong because I was new to journalism, and I was going off of Wikipedia. So I was like, in Queens, you were actually a singer in high school. Tell us about that. She goes, no, I wasn't. Well, I do know that you just worked with Busta Rhymes in the studio. How was he to work with? No, I didn't. But she was so nice, and I did not discover Nicki Minaj, but I am the very first person to ever put her in a nationally syndicated magazine. I had to beg my fellow publishers of my magazine to do it. They were like, no one, I want someone big. I go, she's going to be big. In the article, it says that she's going to be the biggest rapper in the world, and I was right. Boom. That's a Boogie Bob exclusive. Tomorrow, you guys can go on my Facebook right now. Just type in Boogie Bob Facebook, and then or Bob Bowen Facebook. It's also on my Instagram. You'll just have to scroll through 1,000 pictures to find it. But I got the receipts. What else you got, Joe?
We have
Don't take it,
Jefferson on the dead from yesterday. We are on the dead side now.
Yep.
Jefferson Davis.
Jefferson Davis was a general for the South, I think. I'm almost positive. Jefferson Davis was a general for the rebels, the South.
He was the president of Confederate States of America.
Yes.
What does that mean, Confederate?
Well, when we had the fighting. It was brothers. It was America fighting America, but we was the North fighting the South. And say what you want, but it was about slavery. The North wanted there to be no slaves. The South said there's going to be slaves. So you had Jefferson Davis fighting against Ulysses S. Grant, and Jefferson Davis was a huge general in the losing side. The South lost, and the slaves were emancipated. Screw you, South, even though I'm from Texas.
Okay, another great name. Warner von Siemens.
Warner found semen? Where did he find it, Joe?
Siemens.
Semen.
If
Warner
you
found
don't know,
semen.
Siemens
gross. That's
Corporation, you don't know anything
oh,
about
I don't
this.
know nothing about nothing.
This is
Nothing from nothing
the
leaves nothing.
greatest and the biggest electrical and mechanical
Siemens.
corporation
I thought you
in
said
the
Siemens.
world.
I'm sorry. It's like, is he
Yeah,
a 16-year-old
Siemens.
teenager? All you gotta do is look under his pillow.
You
Check his sock drawer.
You probably
Gross, that's all.
see it in the doctor offices. But
You probably do see
Yeah.
semen in a doctor's office. I guarantee
that's
it.
all
You also
those
see it at the Motel
mechanical
6.
machines and electronic machines and so on.
Semen.
Made by this corporation.
I'm gross. I just ruined the show. Oh my God! Everybody, stop what you're doing. Look who's here, Joe. We got Tone
How you
and
doing,
Reed.
Tom? How we
Got,
doing?
hi, Tom.
I am
It's
called
Tone.
Tom.
It's Tone and Reed. And guys, Tone and Reed, are you still up for the? I did vote. Are you still up for the category on YouTube for your channel? If you are, I would like you to please post the link here, and all my guys will go in right now and vote. Guys, I've watched Tone and Reed. I watch them religiously. I think they're like the cutest couple on YouTube. They use more slang than I do. You know, I love my slang. They use more slang. They're fun. They do unboxing videos. They mostly do the food stuff. They're in Vegas. So I've had some of my Vegas guys, I think Fernando went out, might have linked up with them, but they are one of the best channels. If you guys haven't subscribed, please, Tone and Reed, put your link up there so my guys can do it. Oh, great. So Tone and Reed, guys, Rev, can you quarterback this for me? Tone and Reed, I discovered them in Times Square. I discovered them. They got a channel without me. But I found them in Times Square. We went around, did a little tour, hung out, and it turns out they have this wonderful show. And they're a lot of fun, and they right up my alley. They do food reviews, Joe. Sorry, guys, my thing. They do food reviews and stuff like that. Well, they're up for an award. They're in a category where you guys can actually go, and a lot of my guys are actually subscribers there. If you can find their show right here, guys, you can go over and find the show. Tone and Rhea, if you have a link to your thing, all my guys, I got 94 people in here. Of the 94, I can guarantee you at least 10 will go over and vote for you. 10 always do what we do, and then there's always 80 who say, Bob, screw you, I'm not doing it. But if you could post a link to your contest, I went and voted myself. And I really, I don't just say this, I really enjoy your show. You guys are so much fun. They pray before they eat, Joe. They always pray, and then I'm a food guy. So, you know, they're over there doing buffets and eating chicken wings and it's not all they do, but that's what I really enjoy because their banter is fun.
Thank
So
you.
Tone and Reed, God bless you, and everybody else, please go check out their channel. And please, if you can, and take you 10 seconds to vote for them. They're kind, loving, good people, and I love them.
Later spaghetti.
Yeah, eat the spaghetti, whatever the hell Joe's, I don't know.
Okay, we have the from yesterday.
Lead Belly.
Let's
Lead Belly was a famous blues. He was a guitarist. I don't know much about Lead Belly, but I definitely know he's a blues guitarist. In probably the 40s, a little before my time. He's your time, Joe. You're old.
Okay.
We love you, Tone and Reed. We love you both very much.
Well, we have the last one.
Joe
from
don't.
yesterday.
Joe don't care about it.
From yesterday, we have the last one. John is
John Cannon. Hell
Yeah.
is that, Joe? Joe only likes you if you're a pigeon. If you're a pigeon,
saxophonist from
a sex opponent,
yes,
a sex opponent.
and he's a
saxophone.
pop and rock country singer.
He's a sex opponent. Hey guys, I don't speak Joe, so half the time I need an interpreter. All right, what else you got, Joe?
Okay, we have him today. Did it?
On the deck.
Death row.
These are not people that we.
Albert.
That we want to
Who
die.
is Albert Kahn. The
You're asking me. You wrote it down. I don't know who the hell that
He
is.
is the architect of Detroit.
Detroit has an architect.
He's
I
the
love
one
me some
who
Detroit.
started building that.
Detroit is also known as the Big D, and I was known as the Big D in college. I started the rumor myself. Oh my God, Joe! I don't see him out here very often, but the size of that rat right there that just ran up there looked like
Very
I thought it
good.
was a cat.
Let
Oh,
him relax.
it's a big ass rat over there, bro.
It's
What
okay.
else you got, Joe?
Richard Jones. He's a jazz pianist.
You had to
You know
ruin.
him?
We were doing so good. Joe ruined.
Okay, Robert Lawrence Jr. U.S. Major. He's a pilot. He died in a crash of Starfighter at the
God bless
age
him.
of 32.
Shout out to him. I never heard of him. I don't know who the hell.
That was with your father time.
We're supposed to do famous people. I don't know who the hell.
Golda Meir.
Golda Meir was the prime minister of India,
Israel.
Israel. Of course, Joe has to call me out. Joe loves to crush me when I'm wrong.
John Lennon. He
John Lennon was an
died on this
astronaut.
day.
John and Lennon was an astronaut for sure. Are you saying John Lennon? Today's John Lennon's
Lennon
birthday?
died on this day.
No. He died on December 10th. All right, I need my... Wait. So what's today's date?
8.
I don't think he died on the 8th. I thought he died on the 7th. But Valerie's saying R.I.P. John.
7 and 8.
Someone's going to get it right. But John Lennon, Joe, in my opinion, the greatest songwriter of all time. It was killed today. Seashells sell seashores by the seashore. John Lennon, Joe, as you know, he was killed right here on 72nd and Central Park West.
Yeah.
At the
I know where he
Dakota.
lived, yeah.
At the Dakota. Been there many times. Actually, if I wasn't doing so much tonight, I would love to take you guys over there. I did take you on the memorial last year. We had about 2,000 people there. I don't know what the link is, but
Happy
if
holidays if we
thank
don't
you so
see you.
much. Thank you so much.
You didn't go to the encore of Thanksgiving.
What is that?
Oh, yes, they had a lovely, delicious meal.
Oh, that's what I'm about.
Yeah.
I'm about my food.
Encore.
Okay.
Yeah, tell him. He knows.
Okay.
I always
Tell
follow
them
Joe
about
for the
it.
food.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
It was
you.
delicious. It was
Thank you
very
to
good.
tell us.
Love me
Yes,
some food.
yes.
John Lennon, I went to his memorial last year. We had a couple thousand people there. It was amazing. I got a link somewhere. I don't know if Rev could find it. Rev's probably
We have-
something with it. He's probably looking for it. But John, Joe, imagine all the people living in harmony.
He was killed 40 years old.
Joe,
Yeah.
you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not. I did. Bone Man was there. And that was the John Lennon thing from last year. What else you got, Joe? What
We
else
have,
do you got?
You know this very famous name, John Glenn.
John Glenn was an astronaut. He was I was in a movie with him called The Right Stuff. He was a supervisor on the set. My elbow made it in. If this is a movie, this is me. I was telling everybody at school, there's my elbow. I'm in a couple movies like that. I'm also in the Saints of Fort Washington. Here's the John Lennon video right here, you guys. Thank you, Rev. Rev, is anybody better than Rev? John Lennon video right there. You can see last year, I just went over there. I had no idea what it was going to be. There was 2 hours of people singing and dancing and bad shorties. I hollered at a bunch of shorties. And you know how many shorties I went home with, Joe? 0.
We have Juice WRLD, the rapper.
Juice WRLD was a very famous rapper. We talked about him before. It must have been his birthday.
He
'cause
died.
this is
He
his death
died
day.
on this day.
Joe, he was really famous. He got discovered on SoundCloud. He was just really blowing up. And Joe, he was on a damn airplane. The airplane landed, and the police were saying, we want to take everybody off the plane and search them. Well, he had Xanax and a bunch of other pills on him, Joe, so he took them. Can't find it on me if I take it. He overdosed on the plane 15, 20 minutes later. Juice WRLD was a phenomenal artist. He was really, really good. I don't like a lot of them kids. They all sound crappy to me, but this guy could really spit. That means rap. He could really spit. God bless you, Juice WRLD. What else you got? Joe?
Okay. We have the last one. It's Paul Volcker. Paul Volcker is the chairman of U.S. Federal Reserve. He died on this day.
Paul Volcker was the chairman of the
Yeah.
U.S. Federal Reserve. God bless him.
Amen.
Joe, here's some news that I covered earlier. I was actually there. Take care of yourself, man.
Have a nice holiday.
Like old times, the New York Times is set to go on strike last night at 12:01. It's a 24-hour walkout, Joe. I got there was over 1,000 people. If you guys didn't see it, go to the beginning of this tape right now. An hour and 44 minutes ago, I take you to the
Birthday.
building. I take you to the, not only that, Joe, but I marched I marched with the people who walked out, over 1,000 people over there. I was right in the mix of it, Joe. There was pandemonium, guys. There was stabbings. You should go to my channel. That's called a bait and switch. Look who's here, guys. Alaska and Storm's family, all the way from Alaska. What a wonderful, very nice compliment. Thank you so much. Everybody say hi to Alaska. Joe, look, Alaska's
Hello,
in the house.
Alaska, how you doing?
Joe, where's Alaska?
Alaska is northwest, all the way to northwest.
Northeast.
Of Canada.
Oh.
It was purchased from Russia.
It was purchased from Russia.
Yeah, that state.
Well, Sarah Palin lived there, and she could see Russia from her house. So the New York Times, bless you, Alaska, thank you so much. The New York Times, guys, they walked out. 1,000 people walked out. 12:01 last night, and today it was a lot of people over there. I got in the mix. I had to march. It was solidarity. I was also looking for my next ex-fiance. I did not find her. Scores of journalists and editors from the New York Times went on strike Thursday at 12:01 a.m. The historic 24 hours. Historic. It's a big thing, Joe. There's news crews from all over the world over there. I was the only one marching. You didn't see NBC marching. You didn't see CBS marching. You saw Boogie Bob. Marching. The historic 24-hour walkout began at 12:01 a.m. Thursday, and it marks the first strike of its kind. That's what I do, Joe. I bring you the exclusive. I only had like 12 people in there watching, but man, you guys witnessed history. Ain't no other live streamers were there. That's a Boogie Bob exclusive that no one cared about. It's the first time that this has happened in more than 40 years. So it's not the first time it happened. That's bait and switch. They're lying. 40 years, that's not that big a deal. I take it back. I don't think it's that big a deal.
You know who owns most of the New York Times
I
stock?
don't. Japan?
No, he's from Mexico. He's a billionaire.
Oh, he better be a billionaire.
His last name is Helu, H-E-L-U.
H-E-L-U. That's Spanish?
He's actually is Lebanese origin.
All right. That's an exclusive from Jordan Joe right there.
I read about the
Joe
New
reads a
York
lot.
Times stock when I used to buy stocks, buy and sell.
All right. Well, Joe, 1,100 workers walked out.
Well, I don't blame them. Every dozen of eggs, $7,
It's for the little man.
$8.
They make billions. They make billions, and they don't pay their guys.
Yeah, how are you gonna afford to take food home?
It is disappointing that they are taking such an extreme action when we are not at an impasse, said the Times spokesman Danielle Rhodes. Negotiations took place Tuesday and Wednesday, but both sides remained far apart from the issue. They kept talking about wanting to go union.
Give them more money.
Give them more money. Joe, why don't you chip in and give them some money? That would
solve the problem. If you don't give them money...
Guys, you could always join the Discord. You make sure you check out
I'm
Rev.
not going to buy your paper.
Discord.
If I don't buy your paper, you're not going to make any money.
I get it. I buy the Post. They can't get mad at me. I buy the Post. Hey, guys, the COVID ripoff wraps Florida politician, a Republican. What? No way. No way. A Republican Florida lawmaker behind the state's controversial Don't Say Gay bill. I despise those people who, listen, you're not gay? Great. You're Christian like me? Great. But don't put down gay people because they're gay. What's wrong with you? Joe's a Muslim man. Joe, you put down gay people?
I don't hate anybody.
You don't hate nobody.
I don't like wars.
I don't like wars either.
Hatred.
I don't like wars or hatred.
How you doing?
So, Joe, this was the guy behind the Don't Say Gay bill. Him and DeSantis came up with this great bill. It's not being sarcastic. Where you couldn't say gay. A young kid who's gay can't tell his teacher he's gay. The teacher can't say the word gay. It's just hate. It's hate. It's hatred.
Insult.
It's hatred. Now, believe it or not, folks, there are gay people in this world, and your son, daughter, mailman, next door neighbor, UPS driver is probably at some point, someone somewhere is gay. Joe may be gay. I don't know. Joe, are you gay?
How was your day?
Change the subject. My day was great, Joe, because I got to spend it with you. State Representative Joe Handling is facing 2 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of engaging in monetary transactions with funds derived from the unlawful activity. He was stealing money from COVID, Joe. Now, when the PPP loans came out, I was offered $225,000 from the government. With that money, I would have to pay employees. That wouldn't last me. That lasts me 4 months. So I wouldn't have done me any good. I couldn't go buy a Rolex or a car. You can't do that with the PPP loans. Everybody did, but I turned it down, Joe. And then I was, oh, this sucks. Why did I do that? Then the second PPP loan came out, but now Joe Biden was giving out, or Trump, excuse me, Trump was giving out the $2,200 blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So I was in a situation where I both times turned down my I had a huge company, Joe, 210 employees, and I could have taken whatever I wanted. I could have got $225,000 for me, $225,000 for my business partner, and I did not do it, and I regret it. I regret it. Should have did it.
How you doing, Mr. Rev?
Hi, Mr. Rev. Hi, Mr.
Hi,
Rev.
Joe Fernandez.
There's a lot of rappers right now. A lot of rappers, Joe,
How
in
is
prison.
everybody doing?
A lot of rappers in prison for the PPP loan.
We hope and wish you hear from
This
you
is new.
soon.
Look at this. This is Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger was one of the most ruthless, disgusting, horrible gangsters in the history of Boston, Joe. He ran Boston with an iron fist. Why? Well, because for 20 years he was on the payroll as an informant for the FBI. He grew up in Southie,
He
which
was
is a...
blackmailing
He
people.
was blackmailing people. He was doing pornography, drugs, pimping, anyways, killing people. He was a horrible man. He was finally arrested. The FBI agents who were protecting him were arrested, all convicted. He ended up going to prison, Joe, for life. But his life was very short. When he got to prison, they beat him to death with, they had socks. They take a sock and they put padlocks in them. And they beat him to death with padlocks. But now they're finding out that the jail let them. Federal FUB in mob jail slaying. Justice Department review had found that prison officials incompetently handled 2018 transfer of him. He went to prison, Joe. The next morning, he was supposed to be in some kind of protective care. The next morning, his jail cell opened, and some Aryans got in there, and you don't like snitches in prison, Joe. They beat him to death with locks. This was one of the biggest fugitives on the planet. Colombia, Joe. Where's Colombia?
Colombia is in South America, right? Next to Venezuela.
I don't know that. I thought it was next to Idaho. I don't know. Colombia tops killing record, Joe. Colombia will end the year with at least 200 killings of social leaders and human rights defenders. You're in Colombia, Joe, and you want to defend people or maybe march with the New York Times, you're getting shot.
Yeah, it's a mafia.
Peru. Where's Peru, Joe?
They're all right next to Venezuela.
Okay. Peru, according to Joe, everything is next to Venezuela. Where's Norway, Joe? Is it next to Venezuela?
No, Norway is in north, next to Sweden. Norway
knows his shit.
population is 5.5 million.
I don't want to get
Very
down.
rich country.
Every time we talk about Norway,
you love to live there.
I would
It's
love
very
to. I'll go
comfortable
hang out with Mr. Bot. He's
with
from
a
there.
few people and very great country, rich country.
Peru, Joe. Peru gets its very first woman president as they threw out the predecessor. He was trying not to leave. They got rid of him.
In South America, they don't respect nobody.
That's facts.
So you put a woman, she's not. Nobody is gonna listen to her. She's a figurehead.
Nobody listens to me anyway.
Figurehead, nobody.
Joe, this is Flushing, Queens. This is a neighborhood in Queens. They said the criminals run wild. In a once quiet Queens neighborhood, they're just out there with machine guns and a screen mask. I don't want no problem.
In Peru and those countries, they run the cocaine trade. How they gonna put a woman on the top of it?
Donald Trump he took home documents that did not belong to him. They belong to the American public, and these are documents they don't want.
Yes.
They're all classified. Well, in June they said, hey, got any more stuff over there? His lawyer said, no, nothing else. Well, the FBI raided him because they had a tip that he did. They found over 100 documents, many of them the highest classified documents. He was probably selling them to China. But the highest class of documents that we have, well, he just hired an outside firm to come in to search his properties. They searched his Mar-a-Lago, they searched his mama's bedroom, they searched his Foot Locker. They found 2 more stuffed in a garage. Lawyers hired by Donald Trump, his own lawyers.
Yeah.
I think my gimbal died, Joe.
Okay.
We're done anyways. Hold on. We're almost done. I'm going to put Joe's coffee right here.
Talk to them.
I'm trying. The gimbal died. His own lawyers that hired a former president, they found 2 more documents marked classified, highly classified, searching for a storage facility in West Palm Beach. I don't care. I honestly don't care.
Okay.
Joe, I think we're out of here.
I am not going to put my show in New York Times anymore.
Joe's not going to be in the New York Times anymore. I don't even know what that means.
I'm not going to advertise my show and your show together.
No more New York Times? Hey, Joe, I will tell you this much, Joe.
If you don't pay the guys, we're going to quit.
If you don't pay the guys, we're quitting. I don't even know what Joe's talking about, but I'm with Joe on that. Give me a second, guys.
Have a nice day, everybody.
We're not done. I got one more thing here, Joe. The bat attack. Do you remember the bat attack? The guy walked up, pulled a bat out of his pants. I pulled a bat out of my pants, but that was in college. He pulled a bat out of his pants, Joe, and he smacked the guy in the back of the head. It was horrible and horrific. I said they would catch him because he took his mask off down the street.
Yeah.
They found him. There's perfect pictures of him. They found his ass. Bat attack, arrest. A man in Manhattan was arrested Wednesday over a caught on video assault in which he allegedly pulled a baseball bat from his pants, hit a man in the back of the head. Kareem Azizi, 36. How long? Joe, he took the bat like he's playing baseball and hit him as hard as he could. How long could he be in prison?
That's terrible.
No, we're going to get out of here. I'm getting a call. I love you all very much. Have a nice vacation. God bless you.
Amen.